computer. All right, welcome back everybody to another podcast. Today, I have, I don't want to mess your name up. Other people, your name, introduce yourself.
Okay.
Lord knows I don't want to mess it up.
All right, so for short, you guys can call me AJ, but my full name is Avander. It's Avander Victor Elaine Skylar Vasquez. So it's a long name, but just for short, AJ, just for short.
I like it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So how did you hear about Tenacity Academy?
So actually, I heard about you guys. I'm always trying to look up like like inspirational videos or something to, something that can help me with my business and my growth. Unfortunately, for what I do, there's not a lot of content on YouTube for it. And, we'll get into what I do, I'm sure, in a bit. But I came across your video because there's a lot of videos in regards to like cleaning businesses and how to start a cleaning business and things like that. So I think you just came up in a suggestions bar one time and I was like, wow, like I really liked your story. And every time I'm doing my business, whether I'm doing a document or I'm printing something, I always just kind of listen to you in the background and you kind of keep me going. So so that was one of the reasons I really wanted to meet you.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let the people know exactly who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, so what I do is I have a small performing and visual arts school. So you don't really see any videos about like how to start a school, how to start a private school. I was always into education. My background is in performing arts. I went to the Juilliard School in New York. And then I also went to the American Musical Dramatic College of Performing Arts, and I got my bachelor's degree there. So I always thought, I never wanted to work for someone. So it kind of clicked one day to me, well, hello, if you got a degree in this and this is what you love to do, well, then just make your own business doing it. So that's what I do now. I have a small performing and visual arts school. We have classes in acting, dance, singing, art, instrument, cooking, video gaming, and tutoring. And then also we have an in-home lesson where we go to your home and, we teach all of our programs and you can enjoy them in the comfort of your own home. And then one more set thing that we do is special events. So for instance, if you're having a sweet 16 or a quinceañera, or if you're having a birthday party and you want to have a nice performance, we will practice with you for your performance. We'll make sure that you have a great, amazing performance, and we also film it as well. And you can see all of that on our website, all of that stuff. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so what is your website? Just want to throw that in there. What's your website for the people that want to that's interested in what you're doing?
Okay, yes. So our website is thetalentedarts.com. So it's thetalentedarts.com. Our social media is The Talented Arts, and you can see our stuff there. YouTube, I actually just started the YouTube, so we only have like one video for now, but you got to start somewhere. So our YouTube is Talented Arts. So you'll be able to see all our stuff there. Yeah.
That's really dope. I find that interesting that you don't even have a cleaning company and you were following Tenacity Academy.
And that was why I wanted to speak to you. That was why I was like, because it's such a thing to be like just inspired by someone and to be inspired by their business goals, their everything that they're doing. And I'm nowhere near a cleaning company. Like I would have no idea how to start a cleaning company, but the basics are always the same. It's always the same. You're still starting a business. You still have to treat it as if it's your baby. You gotta get up every morning. You gotta you got to go for it. And that's with any business. So, so yeah, so I since there isn't a lot of content for I guess my industry on YouTube, and hopefully I'll be able to put some of that stuff on YouTube to kind of start that up. But since there isn't, you know, I have to kind of get it from somewhere. So I'm glad that I was able to run into your channel, because everything you talk about, I just think about it and I tailor it towards what I'm doing. And you know, it works, you know.
Awesome. Yeah, and it goes both ways. So how do you go about finding clients in your industry?
Okay, so so how I normally find clients is, and this is, I guess, for anybody who's in the performing arts or who's starting a dance studio or you know, anything like that, this will probably help you, is that you always want to start with, you know, people who can help you. So what I started with was the most obvious thing. I started with schools. So I went to different schools. I told them about my program, like, hey, I have this, you know, performing arts program. We do acting, dance, singing. We make the classes fun. We do like fun fun, you know, dance stuff and all this good stuff. And, you know, the schools, they kind of catch on to it and they buy it and they're like, all right, well, let's just see how you do. And so you already have a big pool of parents and students because it's a school. So, so normally that's where I get my clients from. I also get my clients from the city as well. So the city is very, very good because they have different recreation programs and things like that. So usually I'll market to the city. The city will tell all the parents about my program, and yeah, so it's kind of like a easy kind of passive way to get a lot of parents and students. So I guess in that way, it's been a little, I guess, not easy for me, but it's been, I just was trying to work smart, and it seems to be working out, you know.
That's great. That's great. Now, how do you go about marketing to your city? Like, do you go on the website, or like, do you just go to the city hall? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, that's really just what I did. So when I went to the when I market to the city, normally what I do is I will just send them an email first. I'll ask them, you know, like, hey, I have this new, or we have this new, you know, performing arts program, and we would love to partner with you guys and things like that. And I would also give them a follow-up call. Then I would call them again, and then call them again. And you know, you got to stay persistent, you know. And just to go back, I remember you said like being persistent, because you could call like 20 people but still get nothing, and you can call 100 people and only get one yes. So yeah, so trust me, I listen to what you say. I really listen.
You see how it goes both ways.
Yes,
I just want the audience to see it really doesn't matter what industry that you're in.
Right, it doesn't, no.
Certain things that we talk about, it goes for every industry.
Yeah,
the money is in the follow-up. You know, just because I coach people all the time, they get weary whenever they don't get a client within the first 5 cold calls. And I'm like, right. I called like 100 people today. Like, you gotta
right, you have to do more. So yeah, so I you know, that's kind of like how I do it with them. I always follow up. I keep calling, and then eventually someone reaches out to me. But if someone doesn't reach out to me, oh, I'm going to the city hall. I'm going right down, and I'm going to speak with them. So so usually I go down to the city hall. I ask to speak to whoever the director is, because the thing is, you got to get through those gatekeepers, you know, like you got to get through the receptionist, to get through the other receptionist, to get through the like director or whatnot. But once you get to that person, as long as you're prepared, you have all of your marketing material, you got to be professional. And when you are, they're like, all right, okay, it sounds like a great program. You know what? We're gonna you know, we're gonna use you, and we're gonna see, you know, how it works out. And so anyways, needless to say, 2 years later, we're in like 6 different cities now, and then we're in 3 different schools as well as our own thing as well. So
wow, that is such a blessing. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
it
man,
is.
I wish you guys were in our city.
Yeah.
With every industry, there are like everybody has like their favorite softwares that they use. I know I have mine. Do you have any particular softwares that you
Oh,
use for your
absolutely.
business that is just
Yeah.
you don't know what you would do without?
Yes, absolutely. And see, I made sure I knew these answers because I know my business very well, and I think that's why you know, we were able to be so successful in our industry and in our market, because I did the homework and I did the research and I stayed up late nights and you know, all of that good stuff. But yeah, so my favorite program would have to be Wix, definitely Wix. Wix, the website maker. I know, you know, some people like it, some people don't, but for me and for what I'm doing and for my business, Wix allows you to have you know, your website. It allows you to also do automated marketing. It allows you to do automated social posts and, you know, things like that. And also, the good thing is that we're actually coming out with our own app. So so that's a good thing. And guess what? The way we're able to do it is through Wix, because Wix has a program now to where you can make your own branded app. So you pay like a monthly fee. It's kind of high, but of course, the only time you will want to get an app is when, you know, you have people coming in, you have that revenue, you know, coming in or whatnot. But yeah, so we have our own app now, and it's all due to Wix. So I just love Wix.
Yes, yes, Wix is amazing. A lot of people sleep on it. Not only can
Yeah.
you create a website, but they
Mhm.
got so smart. They said we're going to give you everything. We're going to give you the CRM.
Right.
We're going to give
Yep,
you
CRM.
the Google SEO. Like we're going to give it all
Right.
to you all in one. So I was
Right,
like,
exactly.
okay, great. That's what I use. Matter of fact, I use
Right,
Wix
you
to
know what? Because
create
I actually went to your
everything.
website and see, I know Wix so well.
Mhm.
I knew exactly what back end website you guys were using. I was
Right.
like, oh, great, because that's the one that we use. So,
Right, right.
yeah,
See, I'm a
so
fan of simple. Like, I'm not a fan of complex because
right,
I got
right,
5 kids and I got a lot of
right.
going on.
Yeah, you got to get
So
to the point and
complex,
just,
no,
you
I
know,
need quick, easy. I gotta get it. Okay. When I found
right,
Wix, that's why I always tell people if I can do it, you gotta be able to do it because I'm a fan.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So yes,
It's
yes,
very, very
yes.
true. Yeah,
So
it's very true.
what is the future hold for your company, Talented Arts, is it?
Yes, talented arts.
Yes.
So what I would like to do is I would like to, and I'm actually building towards this now. I would love to have our own, finally our own private school where K through 5th graders, pretty much where we can be the first performing arts elementary school, because what a lot of people don't know is there's a lot of performing arts middle schools, there's a lot of performing arts high schools, performing arts colleges, which I went to, but there's no performing arts elementary schools. Um, and you know, one reason because of that is because of, you know, the core curriculum in all of the states, and you know, things like that is more of an extracurricular kind of thing. But performing arts has helped me so much to be, especially you know, when I trained in dance and when I trained in acting, it helps me to be confident. You know, it helps you in your business, you know, because you can be in, you know, when you're talking to someone and you're afraid or you're scared, you can just be an actor and play a character, and so it's fun for me when I'm marketing to people. That's fun for me. So yeah, I definitely think I want to grow it to finally have our own performing arts elementary school. That's what I would love. I would love to do
That
that.
would be dope.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would be
definitely
really
be
good.
dope.
Because
But let
you know, kids starting from a young age where they can learn how to act, they can learn how to sing, they can become confident individuals while growing up. So, when they go through life and if they get bullied or if they, whatever, they have a high confidence, high self-esteem. And that's why with my nieces and my nephews, um, I always like do different like activities with them and like acting and dance activities and stuff, because it really makes you confident. It really does. So I really want to do a performing arts elementary school.
Okay, that sounds great. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I do.
So with every business, we have our challenges, right?
Yeah.
So what would be, I know what our challenges are in the cleaning industry, man. It's hard for us to find cleaners that care. The hiring process is a very tedious process, and not only that, but it's not a sexy industry, and it's not like people are like, I'm a cleaner, like they're happy and proud and stuff to be a cleaner. And then we get lowballed real bad. So that's us in our world. So what are some of the challenges that you guys face in performing arts?
Well, I guess your world is our world too, because actually well, let me go back, because for the business, what the challenge would be, I would say is like you guys, finding people that care, who wants to work. Now it's actually kind of weird, because in performing arts, you would think, people, it's what people love to do. So if people are applying to your company, of course they love to do it. So why would, it's not like something else, like if you're a handyman or, where it's a lot of physical labor and people just do it sometimes, I don't know, maybe for tech or something, I don't know. But, in performing arts, it's more of a talent, I guess. So when people apply, you would think, okay, well, they really want to do this, but people are definitely still flaky, like, and I think that goes towards who you are as a person, and not necessarily like your talent. It's more of like who you are. If you're lazy, that's still gonna show through. So needless to say, the issues that I think we're facing now is that having teachers who are actually motivated and who actually wants to be able to like teach and grow. We do have a couple of teachers who have been with us, but some of the young teachers, it's like maybe they don't know what they want to do, so they'll come in and then go out, and so that's kind of the thing. And then personally, I would say what the big issue is I think it's like the fear sometimes. And I know I hear you talk about that a lot too, like as far as the fear, like you can't let the fear get to you. And I also listened to your I believe it was a podcast where you were telling people to get out of their own way. You got to get out of your own way. So so I think that would be, if I have any issue, it would just be just to get out of my own way a little bit more. But I would definitely say I'm way ahead of a lot of people because of my background. So it's a little easier for me. So yeah.
Right. Well, I hope he was able to shed a little bit of light on that. You never know who is interested in performing arts, that might be in our industry, or you might change. Some people might have a change of heart and say, that might be a little field for me. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
But,
so it depends,
I applaud you for taking that leap of faith and starting your YouTube channel. Especially since you see that it's a lane for it. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. If I can, and here's the thing. Let me just say this. If I can, let me say this. I did a lot of research in my business, and there's nobody who does, as far as the in-home lessons, performing arts in-home lessons, there's nobody who does it. I've done research after research after research. The only in-home lessons that like some businesses kind of do is like tutoring. They'll come to your home, but mostly it's online. But there's no business that does like where we we go to your home, we teach you acting, dancing, and whatever your child likes. So if I can continue to curate it, I'm sure it'll be very, very big. So I just gotta,
stay consistent.
Right. Stay consistent.
That takes me back to when I first started my channel. I remember I was doing my cleaning company thing, and every video that I would research, I couldn't find a video on it. So I was like, damn, I was looking for videos on move in, move out cleaning because that's what I wanted to do, but couldn't quite find what I was looking for. You know what I mean? So I saw that was a lane. I said, well, fuck it, I'm going to do it then, because I didn't see no one, all the challenges that I was facing, like going through compliance companies. I talk about them all the time. I couldn't Google that. I couldn't find a video on that. So that's the lane, you know what I mean? And when you find your own lane, I think that's what helped our channel grow so quickly. I wasn't expecting to get all the subscribers that we have now so quickly. I was thinking it was going to be about 3 years. It'd take me about 3 years to get to 10K, but and it all has something to do with finding your own lane and just being your true authentic self. And the people will come to you. They'll flock to you, man. It's an audience that's waiting on you.
Right. Yes. And so that's why I'm definitely going to do it. And just to go back really quick, one of my other really, issues that I'm trying to work on is, just keeping it. I think my biggest issue is like social media and that whole thing, because I'm more so of a, I guess, private kind of person, I guess. So I don't know, like when it comes to like posting like about business or whatever the case may be. Luckily, we don't have to do a lot of that because when we market to the cities, it like goes out to all of the parents and students. So that's how normally we get all of our people. But I would say the big thing is probably like social media, like YouTube and just kind of like posting and keeping the updates. But that's why I love Wix, because you can automatically kind of do that. So I'm learning to to really do it. So
great automation. Automation is king.
Right. Yeah.
Automation
is king.
If you can master automation, oh my God, and save your time, because that's really what we're trying to work on in both of our worlds, Tenacity Clean and Tenacity Academy, is the automation part, just really taking ourselves out of every little thing, all the way until we don't have to do anything anymore. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So when you master that, man, you're on your way.
Yeah, and if I can ask you, because I think what I want to know is like, how do you like deal with your employees, like as far as like hiring new employees? Do you have them as, I think if I can remember from your last videos, you hire like subcontractors or contractors or something. So how does that work with what you do? Like, is that easy to do? Because I know you said it's hard to find people who actually care. So have there been like any issues with trying to do that or hardships?
Yeah. My assistant laughing at us. We just had an incident today. We always have stuff going on, but it's just the nature of the business. And I always tell people that I want my audience to expect the BS, please, okay? Because we can't control these people. They'll come in here, they'll put on a smile, they'll say, hey, I've been cleaning for 20 years. And no, you have to be a show me person. Like for my contractors, when I put you out there, I'll onboard them, and you have to show me that you can do it. I have one that I'm about to let go. Today was the person's last day, matter of fact, because some things are just unacceptable. And what we saw today was completely unacceptable, and you're supposed to be a professional cleaner. So you say, you have experience, you're a contractor, you don't work for me, you work for yourself. So, it's challenging onboarding our contractors. So in your world, are you looking at outsourcing work to contractors and not employees?
Actually, because of the nature of the work, I think it's more smart, because I'm always doing research and stuff and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm kind of like a nerd in that way, like, but it's actually good because you actually know more. You know like the most about your company than anyone else, and that's how it should be. So, anyways, I did my research, and I think it's a lot easier for us to actually have employees and not necessarily contractors, especially because we're going into people's houses as well. So and also there's not really like a market for it. So I wouldn't even be able to really contract out to anyone because there's no one who actually does it, because we're kind of the first people to really do something like that. So yeah, I think employees would be
So what exactly would your employees be doing?
Well, when it comes to the home lessons, what they do is they'll go to the home. They'll teach the curriculum that we have set, because for all of our programs we have like over 20 plus sub classes, and we have a curriculum for every single class. So we provide them with all the materials, all the curriculums, and pretty much they go and they teach it. But I know sometimes, or most times, for subcontractors, they have to have like their own materials. They have to have like their own thing.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's not something that
you're definitely leaning towards employees then.
Right. Exactly.
If you have to give them supplies and give them the curriculum. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
And it's
you want them
time
to be branded and the time as well. So you're definitely leaning more towards employee.
Right, because it's a set time. They have to come in, they have to teach from my curriculum. They have to, so everything is kind of like on us, but also I'm kind of like such a type A person. It kind of works in my favor sometimes, and sometimes it really doesn't, because I'm so meticulous about everything. But I like to be the head of everything. So I don't even think I would be able to have contractors, because I would need to be the one pulling the strings.
It gets tricky.
Yeah, it gets tricky. Yeah, I know.
You got all these bosses around, everybody, so it gets a little tricky.
Right. Exactly.
but in any business, man, for the CEO, you got to be a bully. You got to be a bull. You have to have tough skin for this. And I always tell people that's the reason why a lot of people say, why are you giving away so much free game? And then you got the nerve to, have a cleaning company. Aren't you worried about your workers going on your page and learning and then jumping over your head with all the game you're giving? And I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can say that confidently because
no one does it like how you do it. See, that's the thing.
It's not that easy.
Right. It's not exactly. And that's the thing, because actually I kind of had someone do that. I hired someone for our Azusa location for the ballet and jazz class. And, she was a great girl. She was very experienced and things like that. And after the program was done, he was like, oh, well, Mr. AJ, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I'm going to move on to something else. And then it turns out she kind of started her own thing with the same parents who I had, so, or the same students, she kind of tried to bring them, over to her thing, but they were like, oh, no, ma'am, we love it here. Like, it's nothing like how he does it in his class, it's different. So nobody does it how you do it, they can try, but they'll always fail at
I mean, if it was, people have to realize, if it was that easy to be a billionaire, don't you think everybody would be one?
Right, everybody.
If it was that easy to make it to the $1 million, and when you, trust me, I've had millionaires tell me that, girl, $1 million ain't crap. Wait till you get there, But and even before I was making six figures, I had people say, 6 figures ain't a lot of money. Wait till you get there. And now that I'm at, a $500,000 in revenue, I'm like, child, we gotta keep going. We can't just stop right here.
It's true. It's so true. Yep, it's so true.
But you just gotta wait till you get there until you know. When you get there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Right.
But if it was that easy, like everybody would be there. And I always love to compare entrepreneurship to losing weight. Everybody knows, I'm pretty sure the basics on how to lose weight. But while there's so many obese people walking around, they're not disciplined. It's all the other stuff that people don't have, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're already a lazy worker, just like you say, what type of business are you going to have? See, you already trained yourself mentally and physically to be lazy. And you know how much tenacity it takes to run a successful business.
Right. No, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And I can tell you, it definitely takes a lot. And just to give you just a little bit of a backstory, I'm from Miami, Florida. I live in California now. And when I first graduated college, I kind of went back home a little bit. And then I kind of worked, as a teacher, and I've taught like high school, middle school, elementary school, and preschool before. I pretty much taught everything. And one day I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do it. So one day, just like out of the blue, one day I quit my job. I shipped my car up here to California. And then 2 days later, I was up here in California. I had nowhere to stay. I had nowhere to go. I was pretty much in my car for a few days. But it was something inside me that was like I don't know, it was some peace inside me, like I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel any type of way because I knew I was going to make it happen. There was no other way than to make it happen. I did everything else successfully. I went to college. I learned Chinese as a second language. Sorry. I learned Chinese as a second language. I did so much stuff. I went to Juilliard. I did so much stuff. So it's like, why can I not, do this? So anyways, a few months later, I was able to start getting some pickup on my business and things like that. And I haven't had a actual job or as an employee since. So
wow, that is amazing, man. I always tell people, man, it be those people that can make it through those hard times, because I actually was in the same predicament at one time. I was incarcerated. I didn't have anywhere to stay at one point, on the streets. And the way I always look at it is, if you can make it through the rain, you'll get to the sunshine, and God will always, he's just preparing you. If you can get through the storm, he's going to promote you to another level. And then you got to get through another storm, because with every level is going to be something else that you face. But you got to be able to get through it first.
Right, exactly.
You're not going to be able to move up until you get through it. So that's how I looked at all my hard times when I was on the streets, when I was poor, when I was in the projects. I had to fight. I had to get through it. And then I got to another level.
Yeah, and I want to touch on what you said as well, is that, what I've learned is that you have to have something to believe in. You got to have something to believe in, because when yourself isn't enough and yourself is all you have, well, now what? Because your family, they all don't even believe in what you're doing. Now you're at the lowest place, so you don't even believe in yourself. So now what are you going to believe in? So that was why I started to read the Bible, and, not to get too religious, but I started to read the Bible, and I started to understand the truth, because it's a real truth. In the Bible, it's a real truth that not everyone, everyone speaks about. But, it helped me to get on my feet, and it helped me to be like, okay, well, nothing is really ever that bad, because it could always be worse. It could always be worse. And there's always there's always somebody with you, and I know he's always with me. So
right, right. That's how you have to look at your hard times, man.
Yeah,
Like nothing is bad forever. Like if
right.
you
I
think
know.
about all of your
Yeah.
bad days, your bad days aren't bad forever. It's only just that little small period of time that is bad, and then it gets back good. So don't stay stuck in it. You know what I mean? And then it's some people that they take themselves out, they commit suicide. You had one bad day and you made that decision. Now, if I can tap somebody on their shoulder and say, hey man, you want to come back? You want to try it again? I can guarantee you they'll be like, oh, well, let me try it one more time.
Right, exactly.
My life wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? So that's just how you guys, if you're listening and you're going through some things, man, listen, it's only for a short amount of time that you're going to be going through. It's not going to last forever.
Yeah, and me and Miss Katrina, we can vow to say, like, we've been through, hard times, like, because I'm still young, and you wouldn't even think, especially, I guess, with my demeanor, like, you wouldn't even think, like, oh, he was like living in his car. Oh, and it was because I had a dream and I had a goal, because also, I came out here for auditions and acting and all of that stuff as well. So I was like, no, I'm gonna, make it happen. So, since then I've been in the Party City commercial. I've done Gold Bond commercial before. So it works out, but you gotta keep going. And I know it seems like you can't do it, because it seems like, oh, starting a company, man, it's just a lot going on. What if I can't do this? What if? But what if you can?
Right.
What if you can? That's the thing. It's like, he says this, she says this, but what do you say? That's the thing. Like, what do you say?
Right. You can't say you a lot of people, that's a great point, because a lot of people always say, what if I can't? I can't. They're never betting on themselves ever.
Right.
Everybody's scared to bet on you. See, then you don't realize the power of belief. Like you say, you got to have something to go towards. Like, if you don't believe it, then if you don't believe it in yourself, then you ain't gonna get there. It's like I used to tell my kids, I used to talk about this getting a $500,000 house, and then they'll be like, I said, well, if you keep thinking like that, we'll never get it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, we'll never get that far.
Power of manifestation.
Exactly. Every day we would drive around this neighborhood that just had these houses and stuff. And that we would just manifest these wonderful houses. We would manifest. Well, now here it is, fast forward 3 years later, we actually live around the neighborhood. Now we ain't in the $500,000 house yet.
Right.
But we are close, real close. We get some nice stuff, but we're almost there. But what it's saying is, when we was in the hood, that's the neighborhood we used to always ride around and manifest, So you got to think it first, before you can even get it. You're never going to get that if you don't think that you can get it first. I always tell people, if you keep looking at the $100,000 house, then God gonna give you what you asked for, baby. Try why not $1 million house? Why not something bigger? Why not? I always ask people, why you not dreaming, thinking big? What, you think you can't get it?
Exactly.
Once you start thinking bigger, you're gonna start automatically doing things bigger to get it.
Yep, exactly.
You have to believe it. And that's why I started to operate differently. Now I'm doing so much, I didn't even realize I was doing all this, but my goals got bigger though. My belief got bigger. So now I'm doing bigger stuff. It just came like that. Exactly. So I always tell people to, man, think big.
Yeah, and
for mediocre, you don't.
Yeah, and one thing I always say, and this is a like a little proverb that I always say, is that obstacles are only what you see when you take your eyes off of your goal. So so what I mean by that is that, if you keep your eyes on your goal, obstacles, they become more of just like checkpoints. It's just something, just another step that you kind of have to get to. But if you look at it as an obstacle, like, oh gosh, like, here we go. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I don't think I can really, do it. It gets a lot harder, So I definitely would say, just keep your eyes on your goal, keep your eyes like, on the prize. And also what helped me is that have like a hobby or something, have like something other than business. So for me, whenever I had downtime or something like that, I would either go to the gym or, I love to dance. So I would go to a dance studio, take a dance class. I love to skateboard, rollerblade. So I would do all of that. And then when you come back, you feel energized again. You feel like, all right, and now I'm ready to do it again, because so I would also say, when it's too much, just take a break, take a minute and breathe.
Right.
Something what you love to do, whether that's just sitting on the couch, eating ice cream or going out and hanging out with friends, but make sure you come back and then get back to it.
And get back to it, man.
Right.
Get back to it. Physical mastery is king. You said a mouthful right there. Going out and hitting the gym or taking a run or doing something, some type of activity, and it really pumps you up, gets that adrenaline going, and then you get back to work. Come back and get back to it with a clear mind. Meditation works too, you guys. Okay. Exactly. So we dropped some jewels on you guys. I'm hoping and praying. I like this interview right here. We're gonna have to come back and do a recap in the next 6 months.
We do. Yeah, and I'm so glad, I was finally able to meet you because, I don't think, and you probably won't understand, how much you inspire me, because you were the first one to where I really started to kind of like, understand the things you were saying, and I actually was putting them into motion, those things. So it's very true what they say when they're like, oh, when you tell your story, somebody is listening to it. And I never really understood that until now that I'm hearing someone's story and it's changing my life for the better. So definitely, thank you for that.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, man. This is big. You are like the first person to ever come on the podcast that's not a cleaning company.
Right. Yeah, I know.
To drop some jewels.
But I'm telling you, it's all the same. Like it's all really all you need is that tenacity. All you need is that drive, and you can make anything happen. Like I'm not even in the cleaning business, and some of the things I have, or a lot of the things I've done and I curated was because I listened to you, but I tailored it to what I'm doing, but really it's all the same. Like it's not really any different, but I hope I can come back on and we can do like an update or, something like that. Cause I'm actually,
most definitely.
Cause I'm actually on the ground. I'm actually like doing the work or whatnot. And, we'll hopefully be hitting 6 figures maybe like next year, but we're not there yet. But the good thing is I'm so glad I can just wake up every day, just do what I love and not have to work for someone. So I know I'll get there,
Listen, I can assure you, we're going to speak this to existence. If you're willing to bust your behind every day in your business, you will be there next year.
Yes.
Every day, no days off. No days off.
Yeah. I do believe.
But you'll definitely get there, man. I got all the faith in the world in you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So this was an awesome interview. I'm going to close it out. I want you to tell the people one more time where they can find you.
Okay. So again, you guys can visit our website. You can see what we're about, what classes we offer, and things like that. You can go to thetalentedarts.com. Our social media, make sure you guys follow us because we're just starting up our social media and YouTube. So please follow us. It is at The Talented Arts. So that's for Instagram, Twitter, and all of that stuff. Also follow us on YouTube as well. It should be either Talented Arts or The Talented Arts, but you should be able to find it. We are located in Los Angeles, California. So all of our home lessons we offer for right now in LA County. We'll be expanding soon. But yeah, just so you guys are aware.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So we're going to close it on out, you guys. You guys heard it. Hit them up if you are interested. Until next time, I'm out of here.
All right.
Close it on.